on the Big Island, laying the inter-island power cable, planting fields of GMO crops, or ignoring Hawaiian cultural issues throughout the islands. It has become very clear that the issue is not just how geothermal or other projects are developed, but more importantly, the taking away of the people's opportunity for input.
Please summarize, Laura.
Okay. The role of the local, county, and state government and the determination of the kinds of developments that affect people's lifestyles and their homes. These issues are at the very heart of what I believe to be the role and partnership of the people and their government. In response to this challenge to community self-determination, I am urging you to ask for repeal of Act 97. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving back to Pahoa. Next two testifiers, please.
Thank you. The first of the next, Debra Conlanger, in support of Resolution 4213 and Communication 87, representing herself. Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, County Council members. I really want to appreciate and second the testimony from Corey Harden and the Sierra Club and every other person who came before us. If you were able to look around, particularly outside this facility, you would see a very large number of people who cannot crowd into this council space. I'm not going to take up much time. I just want to say thank you very much for Harry Kim for writing a letter to the paper, which has been copied and passed around out here, because his comments are extremely cogent. All of the comments here have been very articulate, and people are very aware of all of the issues that we need to address on our part of the island. One of the things that happens when we exploit a resource is that the word exploitation doesn't it doesn't kind of sink into us. It kind of just goes by the language, just past us. Here, to exploit the resource of geothermal energy means to basically drill and fracking into the land. I don't think that that's something that we want to do. I support the repeal of Act 97, and I ask you to do the same. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, our next testifier will be Ms. Julia Paul. She will be speaking in support of Resolution 4213 and Communication 87, representing Pahoa Properties, LLC, whenever you're ready.
Good morning, County Council. Thank you for this opportunity to testify in support of the Resolution 4213. I encourage you to please vote to repeal Act 97. Our county needs to remain independent from Oahu. Part of that reason right there is the fact that you would lose all your jobs. If we give Honolulu all our power, why do we need a county council in the state in the county of Hawaii? I mean, if you're going to let Oahu make all the decisions, your job is a moot point. We cannot turn over all our say to Oahu, because Oahu serves its own constituents just as our county government is here to serve the Big Island. The public deserves the right to have input for all decisions that affect our island and our own economy. Oahu politicians do not act in our best interests, only their own. We need you to repeal Act 97, and I appreciate this opportunity to testify. I appreciate the fact that you put the bill forward in this resolution, and I ask you to support Resolution 4213. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. We'll go back to Hilo now. Do you have two more testifiers?
Yes, Madam Chair. Our next testifier is Tom Travis, speaking in support of Resolution 42.
I am Tom. Hello, Council. I am Tom Travis. I retired and moved to Lower Puna about 13 months ago. I'm here to speak in support of Resolution 4213. I speak in favor of it because I do not believe that local and state governments should ruin a community as an indirect subsidy to geothermal developers. Recently, I was asked to discuss Act 55, which created the Public Land Development Corporation, and Act 97 with a community group in a well-heeled neighborhood. The meeting was held in a beautiful home with a glass wall that overlooked a lava field created several decades ago. The lava field was on state land. In my talk to the group, I explained that Act 97 meant that they could look out on the lava field and see a drill rig appear at any time, a drill rig looking to do exploratory drilling for geothermal resource. I also pointed out that by law, if Harry Kim had not testified at the Office of Environmental Quality Control hearing in Honolulu at his own expense, no hearing whatsoever on the Big Island would have been held before that drill rig was erected and put into operation. Because Harry testified at that hearing, the situation now is that an environmental hearing would have to be held on the Big Island, but no regulatory county agency could stop the drilling. All approvals and disapprovals would occur in Honolulu. The local issues of noise, road congestion, adverse cultural impacts, and dropping land values would not need to be considered. The county-sanctioned community plan would have no impact. A naysayer in the community group said, "You're a fearmonger. Who would want to drill on this state land? Most likely there is no geothermal resource. What company would take the risk and expense of an exploratory well?" I pointed out that Act 97 removed the need for scientific review to establish a probable geothermal resource as a criteria to drill. And new technology, enhanced geothermal, very much like fracking, except with different fluids, could make much of the state a potential geothermal resource. No longer would the excitement of geothermal be exclusively confined to Lower Puna. I also pointed out that much of the company's risk was subsidized by the federal government through grants and no-risk loans. Ormat, the company that operates PGV, has already received hundreds of millions of dollars of such money. He said such a scenario is preposterous. Who in government would think they could do such things? They would know they could not get away with it. I support repeal of Act 97. According to the county's planning director, publicity about geothermal exploration and noise created by geothermal drilling have resulted in 30 requests for relocation near PGV. To honor these requests would require funds far beyond those received from geothermal royalties. To allow such a problem to spread throughout the island threatens our economic as well as social health and environmental well-being. The time for action is now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Stacey Tucker. She's representing State Senator Russell Ruderman, speaking regarding Resolution 42-13.
Go ahead.
Good morning, council members. Aloha. Good morning, council members. Thank you for taking this resolution into consideration. Mahalo to Brenda Ford for introducing this resolution. I am here in support of Resolution 4213 in relation to geothermal resources and speaking as a representative of Senator Russell Ruderman. Act 97 was pushed through impetuously. It does not allow for the community to have any scrutiny or input. There has not been efficient acknowledgement of the thoughts and the concerns of the people who are living amongst the development zones. Act 97 violates the integrity to do what is right for our environment, and it does not reflect the true aloha spirit that does thrive in Puna. There needs to be a more focused effort to be socially just, environmentally responsible. Act 97 has pushed back countless years of efforts to protect our land, our island, and has now given developers the right to take control of land that they are not in any position to use as anything but a financial tool for commercial interest. There can be no amending of this bill. It simply needs to be repealed, a complete repeal. Full disclosure has not been given to the community as to the differences between exploratory wells and actual development sites. Many people here do not know what areas are even now being designated as a subzone. Many people, including our government representatives, do not know where these subzones are located, what the hazards are for when a blowout happens, and the intense impact from the amount of noise pollution. Many people do not know that there is currently no emergency plan in effect for when accidents or hazards occur, and that our own Department of Health is not being active and fervent in listening to the people who live in these subzones. A majority of community members that I've spoken to do not know, and this is critical and most important, that the fact that these subzones are self-regulated by the developers themselves. Without full disclosure and truthful communication between the developers, government agencies, and community members, there can absolutely be no way to know the actual impacts that this can have on our health and the safety of our people or the land that we all share. County Council, I ask you to choose to be responsible to your constituents. I ask you to be responsible to the island that you are sworn to protect, and please support a complete repeal of Act 97. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pahoa, do you have 2 more testifiers, please?
Yes, ma'am. Our next testifier will be Mr. Douglas Orton in support of Resolution 4213 and Communication 87, representing himself, whenever you're ready.
All right, my name is Doug Orton. I'm here to testify that Act 97 must be repealed, and to keep it brief, I support everything Harry Kim said. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You can come on up. Our next testifier would have been Mr. Graham Ellis, representing the Hawaii Sustainable Community Alliance, also in support of Resolution 4213, but he had to leave. So the next testifier will be Mr. Jonathon Jackson in support of Resolution 4213 and Communication 87, representing himself. Whenever you're go for it.
Hello, my name is Jonathon Jackson, and I am in support of this land. I've been here for just under 2 months now, so I'm fairly new to the Big Island, and since I've been here, I've met all these wonderful, amazing people that are rich in culture and native to the island, and this is an issue that's very new for me, just to my intention, and I think that any action to put the integrity of the island at risk is a major, major mistake. I love this land, and I plan on being here for, I don't know, indefinitely, to make it my home. And anything that jeopardizes that, I'd say I would be against. And advise everyone who'd like to maintain the integrity of the land to be against it as well. So I want to say mahalo to everyone who's supporting this island and its natural habitat, and mahalo for your patience and your support as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Jeanette, we'll take 2 more testifiers in Hilo, or do you have 2 more?
Yes, we do. Our next speaker is Jerry Warren. He's speaking on Resolution 31-13.
Jerry Warren. I took the bus in from Naalehu this morning. Please, this regarding green waste, please do not let out a contract for green waste. We can deal with green waste by using county employees. County employees work for us, the citizens, not an outside company. Our mayor is their boss. Remember, our goal is to keep green waste out of the dump. Actually, the green waste can just be dumped onto a field and ground up by using a small caterpillar with a tow-behind hammer flail mower. That is how I got rid of macadamia branches during pruning season. My field only got smoother each season. The earthworms turn the mulch into soil. Earthworms work for free. The soil stayed in the field. Remember, our goal is to keep green waste out of the dump. Mahalo.
Thank you very much.
Jim Albertini speaking in support of Resolution 42-13.
Good morning, council members. I speak in strong support of Resolution 42-13, and thank you, Brenda Ford, for introducing this measure. I missed Harry Kim's testimony this morning, but I did read his excellent piece in yesterday's paper. And I have heard the excellent testimonies from many people today, including Jeff Lass, my friend of many years from the geothermal struggles of 25 years ago. I would just like to make a couple points. If Act 97 is not repealed and the normal channels of citizen redress are locked tight from within government, then citizens will be left no other option than nonviolent civil disobedience. And let me remind this council that even without Act 97, nonviolent civil disobedience was needed to dramatize, expose, and stop the gross injustice and environmental destruction of putting 500 megawatts of power in the Waukelio-Puna rainforest. That was the last remaining lowland rainforest within the United States. Hundreds of people were arrested. The late Senator Daniel Inouye, to his credit, even apologized to the activists up at Waukelio-Puna during the rededication of that forest. He said, "Thank God you stopped that development. That was a bad mistake." So I say that it's important to repeal this Act 97. A major reason is that the definition of fascism is when corporations and government become one. And Act 97, together with Act 55 of the PLDC, are two big steps toward fascism. So please pass this resolution by the power of the Council to repeal Act 97. We don't want to go to jail again, but we will if we have to prevent fascism from taking place in Hawaii County. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to Pahoa. May I have two more testifiers, please?